Hi there, and welcome to the JFish video series setup. What we'd like to do is to show you this evening how to configure the digital temperature sensor, how it interacts with the operating system, and how exactly the readings end up in the website. It's also important to be able to test this, to know that your temperature sensors are actually working. So we're going to be doing that. Let's take a look. First thing I want you to do is to log into your Raspberry Pi and navigate to the ETC folder. It can be done simply by doing that. Now let's run an elevated command and edit the modules file in that folder. You'll notice that there are two lines there, W1 GPIO and W1 Therm. These are the two lines that I needed to add to initialize the sensor, as well as ensure that they're continually polled and that readings are taken out of them. So what you want to do is add those two lines, save this file, and jump out of it. Now what you want to do is reboot your Raspberry Pi. Once it's booted up again, I want you to navigate to the following folder. Alright, in this folder, if we run an ls, you'll notice that a serial number has appeared. And if you've had two sensors connected, you'll have two serial numbers. If you've had 5 or 6, so forth and so forth. I believe you could set up about 10 of them in serial, but let's not get into that. JFish was built for 2, and for this experiment here I only have 1 connected, so let's move forward with that. So if we go into this folder now, and we run an ls again, you'll see there's a file called w1_slave. If we type this file out, you'll notice that it contains some data, and there we have 23,437 as a value, which is actually the temperature reading. Divide that by 1,000 and you have 23.4 degrees Celsius. Pretty simple. What I can advise you is if you don't see any serial numbers in this particular folder devices, 10 to 1 it might be a loose wire or you might have a bad resistor. What you want to do once you have this reading or the serial number itself is to write it down or copy it into your clipboard and navigate to the following folder. This folder is the folder where the Python code resides for the JFish system. And we need to basically tell the PyCode or give it the serial number so that it's able to check for the temperature. So let's go ahead and edit the following file. Remember not to do a sudo nanotherm check on this one because we don't really want to change the rights to the root. Otherwise you might have some problems executing the file. Right, so we just do a nanotherm check as the normal Pi user. And you'll notice, if you scroll down, there's 2 areas here where these temperature sensors are stored. So on the first line is temperature sensor 1. The second line down here is the temperature sensor 2. So obviously what you want to do is you want to navigate to this serial number here and erase it and paste the new one between those 2 slashes. So that essentially will, obviously the script will be able to go and fetch your temperature reading continually, and it's important that they're there. So let's save this, doing a Control-O and a Control-X. And let's give it a run. Let's try and see if it works. So to execute that script, you're going to need to run sudo python, because the Raspberry Pi, to make changes or to read or to cause any functions around the GPIO module or pins, it needs to be elevated permission. And let's run therm check. Excellent, that worked well. The first reading that you see over there is the CPU temperature. The second reading is the sensor that is not connected, since I've only connected up 1. And then here we go is the sensor that we saw that's working, which is giving me 23.5 degrees. And that value is the value that will in turn get pumped into the database, which will in turn end up showing up on the web page. Alright, so I hope that helped you out understand exactly what it is that I've done there, and also how to test it and exactly where all the files reside to see if everything's working the way that it should. If you have any questions, by all means, please email me. Thank you very much for watching.